This video was heart-wrenching for me personally. Tynesha's story was a lot like several that I had heard from mothers that I taught here in the inner city in Milwaukee. Systems in such disarray, and yet these moms would want to love and provide for those around them with great passion. Caring for others, most often their kids, was a driving force behind their life and what kept them strong in seemingly untenable circumstances. They were passionate, loving, and trying to do their very best to push through some very difficult circumstances. The interactional patterns for Tynesha had both strengths and weaknesses. She clearly loves her children and wants them to have a better life than she did. While desiring for them to have a better life, she is often on her own financially to care for them. This takes away from her time with them, but is in an effort to do her best to make their lives better. While we only know a few things about the kids, overall the interactional patterns themselves are not clear. I believe most ideas that could come from her statements would be speculative in nature. There seems to be clear interactional patterns for Tynesha with her friends when it comes to Tynesha's relationship with her boyfriend. While the friends are deemed supportive when it comes to the kids, when the relationship with her boyfriend comes up, there seems to be what Tom would deem a pattern of criticism and defensiveness. The friends have a pattern of being vocal about their opinions about the boyfriend, while Tynesha still allows him back and then defends the relationship to those friends. This would be a pathologizing interactional pattern, or a PIP, that would be part of the therapeutic work. The relationship between the boyfriend and Tynesha seemed to also have a PIP in their relationship that I would deem a pattern of dominance and submission. I believe Tynesha is submissive because she feels like she has to bring him back despite her own spite about his habits and lack of contribution to the home. To me, this shows that he does show some sort of power within the relationship over her. So whether he manipulates her or somehow forces his way in, he seems to have some sort of power that has rendered Tynesha feeling powerless to stop the relationship. Finally, she also seems to have an intrapersonal conflict with herself, which Tom also acknowledges as an interpersonal conflict, particularly when it comes to the boyfriend who has a pattern of leaving and returning. She shows that she is not thrilled at all about having him around, and yet is conflicted with herself about wanting to keep him around for her children. Tynesha, it sounds like you have a tremendous amount of emotion toward a lot of your present situation, and it seems that your most intense reflections come from the relationship with your boyfriend. First and foremost, it seems that you have a conflict within yourself as to whether or not your boyfriend being around is the right thing. It seems that there is tension between the feeling you have to let him back in each time when he returns after leaving, even though you show frustration with his lack of contribution to the home. Addressing this conflict within yourself may help bring some clarity to your own values and priorities, helping you to make sense of your own thought process. Also, if you would decide that you don't like this thought process, we can work on what it looks like to change that. The other conflict I see is between you and your boyfriend on a more interpersonal level. This unhealthy cycle that includes you feeling like you have to receive him back despite your apprehensions could be demonstrative of a power differential between the two of you. However, this cycle could potentially be helped through us working together in therapy to create a new aspect to your relationship with him by setting your own boundaries and expectations for his contributions. If we work toward the goal of what you believe to be reasonable expectations for his contributions to the home, then ideally you would be able to discuss them with him and work together with him as to what home life could look like. While you cannot control what he thinks, says, or does when it comes to therapy together, this could be very much a big focus on what we do together.